Which costs more to build and run, a syndication or a fund? Really popular question. Lots of people concerned about this. Everybody's worried about the money. They're always worried about what the right thing to do. They want to optimize their opportunities and everything else. Here's the deal. Number one, as I've said before, and the differences between syndications and funds, these things are not mutually exclusive. So it's entirely possible that you start doing a fund and then you find a property you want to syndicate, or you start with a syndication, you roll into a fund. That issue aside, here's the answer to how much these things cost. It costs a little more money legally and structurally to set up a fund, because a syndication is a project. You take in the money, you fix the asset, you sell the asset, you distribute back the profits and the capital back to the investors, and the deal's over and you wash your hands. Done. A fund is different because you buy multiple assets, so you put multiple assets into the structure, you fix one, you sell it, you give the investors the profit from the transaction, but you retain the principal, so you have the money ready to go out and find more new deals, so you're continually going. So a fund is a business, whereas a syndication is a project. Now, you can make a business out of syndication by doing project, by doing one after the next, but in and of itself, a syndication is a one-off deal. So naturally, it costs a little more money to build a fund, but that's only if you think about it in the short run. What if you do syndication, one after the next? You're going to have legal expenses. Now, they may go down over time because it becomes cookie cutter after a while, but you're going to have legal expenses for every single one that you set up. You're also going to have tax returns for every single one that you set up. You're going to have bookkeeping. You're going to have administration for each and every syndication that you set up, different insurance policies. So it becomes a little bit more overhead intensive to run several syndications. So a fund might actually be less expensive to own, manage, operate in the longer term. Costs a little more upfront, but might be better in the longer term. The bottom line is, though, it doesn't really cost you, the syndicator or the fund manager, anything, because the syndication, if it's done properly, or the fund, is going to take care of all of its own legal expenses. So think carefully about that. You don't want to make the decision based entirely on cost. You want to make it based on what the right thing for you to do is and what you're doing and how you're doing it. But there are some considerations that some people want to know about, and there's the answer. So if you want to build a syndication or a fund, now you know what it's going to cost you to make it happen. That being said, this is a great business. Now go out and stake your claim.